Yes, Ranjini, I can hear you now.
Yeah. So we will continue our conversation because we are live again. So I'll just
Great.
quickly check um, whether we are there on LinkedIn. I think it's working. Let's try
Mm-hmm.
continuing this. But I feel the disturbance is coming back. No, let me know if you're
Slightly.
not able to hear me. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for the patience to be with this disturbance. Tech challenges often happen when we are doing any conversation like this. So, uh, this is part and parcel. So, let's move on with the question. So, my question to you was what was that like? You have a story of surviving a health issue, and what was the point, the major moment where you chose strength over becoming or being a victim of the situation? So what was that point, what was that moment in your life? So share a little bit background about your story as well.
Sure. Yeah, so this happened in 2006. I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. And at that point of time, I was 18. And I was wondering, how did this even happen? I
Mm.
didn't have any bad habits. I didn't have junk. I used to be a fitness junkie, hit the gym, have home food. But yeah, I was diagnosed with that. And initially, I was taken aback. Obviously,
Mm.
yes, I don't know how it happened. And we asked the doctor, is it because of smoking or drinking? I did it sometimes in school or college. I'm sorry, in college. As at that time, I was in college. And he's like, no, not necessary. It's been inside your head for a very long time. And since you went for the rock show at a cultural festival and jumped around there and head banged and vigorously, it got activated. So that's how it got activated. And I was, yeah, like, wow, okay, there's something inside my head. I didn't know that for so many days. And this particular event activated it. Okay. And I didn't know what to do at that point of time. I didn't know what my parents were thinking, my family and my sister was thinking. We were all kind of shocked.
Mm.
So yeah, so we went and consulted a neurosurgeon, and he said that yes, it's a brain tumor, and we'll have to do a surgery followed by radiation and chemotherapy. It was pretty intense. So at that point, I was thinking that okay, so and what is it going to happen, doctor? What's the surgery about? And he said we'll have to cut your head at the back and take the tumor out, and then after a few days of healing, you'd start the radiation therapy and chemotherapy. So like, why did it happen? Doctor said that it's always. I knew that, as in while growing up, that smoking and drinking are one of the major sources of cancer. But he's like, no, I know doctors who smoke and they're healthy. Wow, okay, that's something new. So yeah, it so happened, and I could see that we were all very upset and kind of shocked and wondering what's going to happen next because really there's no surety or guarantee when it comes to this uh, ordeal, right? I had to just think what I wanted to do. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead. We're all in this together and we have to face it together because I was just a month away from turning 18 actually and waiting for my bike. Wanted to be a biker. And I also wanted to like go back to playing basketball. I used to play for the school team and college team. And yeah, probably travel and explore. So all those things I was thinking, I was like, okay, it's happened, right? So we have to go ahead with it. We can't keep thinking about it. Yeah, I can't question myself, why me and be over there. And something powerful changed. It's like, why not me? Probably I had to undergo. this particular ordeal, face this ordeal in my life at that point of time. So that why not me made me move next to move forward. So signing the bond was pretty hard for my parents, right? The indemnity bond. That
Yeah.
was pretty hard. And only from then on, everything started. So I was thinking, after the surgery, I'm fine. I can go home. I went home. I had a nice time, a good few months at home, probably a month and a half. And then they started the radiation therapy and the chemotherapy.
Yeah.
So that taught me a lot actually when I was in the hospital and that in the ward, the silence and especially the machines beeping. It taught me a lot and you know gave me some space to think about uh, that particular moment. At some point of time, I felt okay. I just have to let it be. Whatever it is, the pain is going to be temporary, and definitely years later, I will be blessed with something with more abundance. I just have to wait. I have to go through this period. And I told the same thing to my folks and my sister as well.
Yeah, that's so beautiful that you had that, faith that this is just a passing phase. You chose to, choose faith and, wait for this to get over, and there is light on the end of the tunnel, right? So, no, it's very difficult. Like when it comes to somebody in a situation, I know it is like, it may be very, very difficult. You can't even express like how it feels as a person who's dealing with it. But as you speak, if somebody is listening, I think this may give them, the strength, the courage to choose faith and, accept and, be the chosen one here and wait for the good, good side of the story. So beautiful. So moving on, I want to know what are the invisible battles, like, um, people around you. It's like people can't see what is invisible here to
What
understand.
is, yeah, what are invisible here? I mean, with cancer, I can say that, you can't, before that, you can't have always, I wanted to say that the inside and outside reality are completely different. So you see a person walking, for example, and they're
Mhm.
smiling, okay? So probably they're smiling at everyone, and he thinks that okay, I have to smile at everyone, so that's my personality, or that's the way people look at me. Oh, a smiling person, very cheerful person. But what's going on inside their life is something which I'm not sure if they're aware about, right? So what's invisible here was for me. Initially, it was hard for me to accept that this has happened to me. I was there in that. Why me? Okay, it happened to me. Why was it happening to me? Why? That acceptance was invisible. And secondly, obviously, no one knew about the pain I was going through physically, emotionally, and mentally. So those were certain invisible things. And when people used to come to visit me in the hospital, I used to also have this kind of a mood that I didn't feel like meeting anyone. I just wanted to be left alone sometimes. So all these things I couldn't say outside, and I could just tell my parents that if anyone comes, great, just please talk to them. But I don't feel like meeting them. I don't feel like talking. All these things were like pretty much invisible for others, and even I could say that at some point of time I felt that when is this thing going to get over? I also started questioning
Yeah.
that, the earlier thought of mine. Something I was like, yeah, some many things were came up, and mostly I would say that these patterns that was happening inside me was I couldn't express it because I was just lying down in the bed with so many uh, syringes and catheters, so I couldn't express it. Everything I would say was coming out with a very shrewd or a very sharp way because of the pain. So I just realized, okay, it's better I keep it to myself, and anyone ask anything, I'll just say okay, or if I can lift my hand and show a thumbs up, I'll do that. That's it.
Yeah. So there is no partner in dealing with your pain. It was you alone, and somewhere nobody could share, or even no, that was your own journey. So no, that's invisible. The pain is invisible, and they can only see the outside of it. Sometimes you may smile, sometimes you may get angry, sometimes you want to be alone, and so it's a lone journey, tough journey. So when people in this kind of a health crisis, we often have these limiting beliefs, like we run into our fears and doubts. And what what would you suggest, or the common beliefs that generally people have, like even you might have had, and how can how did you, or what did you do to reframe a new one which could help you see yourself on the other side? So
So
tell us a
prior,
little bit about that.
yeah, sure, sure. So prior to answering that, when you mentioned about a lone journey, yes, it was for me a lone journey. But seeing the other side of the caregivers, right, my parents and sister, I didn't know what journey they were going through. For
Hmm.
them, it was pretty hard as well. Dabbling work and this, that to take some days off work. My sister couldn't go to school. So my dad was running behind with the files to meet the doctors. My mom was running behind the insurance people. So that journey was completely different. And
Hmm.
I could see that happening too. So I would say it's a lone journey, but I was blessed to have a very, very strong support system.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's true. Like even the caregivers, the family, your support system, they are running a different battle, which is different from you, and that is there. It's like the impact is there. You dealing with one, and the family dealing with the rest of But happy to see you on this side where you can today speak about this and encourage all people to believe that they can also see themselves on the side where you're healthy, happy, and your family is also happy to see you recover and get back to your best. So when it comes to the limiting beliefs and rewiring or even healing, what do you suggest? Like if you have to advise someone, somebody may be listening to this, their family member or themselves could be going through something that they are fighting inside. It's an invisible. You have to advise around the belief system?
we often keep telling ourselves, right, I am not good enough, I can't do this.
Hmm.
Where does that come from? So we see something, we see someone doing better than us, and they are better than me. I know I can't do it. We start comparing, we start complaining, we start blaming. Everything is within us. Whatever is coming out, we are seeing what's happening outside, and we make that kind of a thought in our mind saying that no, I am not good enough. So that's the limiting belief we're telling ourselves, and that's not coming from inside, but we're seeing what's happening outside, the events outside, how people are what people are doing outside, and we kind of put ourselves in a glass ceiling, saying, okay, this person can do 100 whatever or 10x of the work, but I can do only 5x because I know I'm not as good enough as that person. So all these kind of thoughts we tell ourselves, and make that kind of a glass ceiling for ourselves where we can't go beyond that. I won't do this because something is there. At that point of time, we start believing in that. So we go to a particular place and there are some activities happening. Oh, I can't do that activity because I know I don't have enough strength, or I don't have enough money, or I don't have enough confidence, whatever that. So at that point of time, when you just change the frame of your mind, right? Saying, instead of I can't. I know it's very simple to say, but it's hard to do. Change is pretty hard. Changing the mindset is pretty hard. You understand that you are only here. You look in the mirror, you're not looking at anyone else but yourself. So I used to just stand in front of the mirror, and whenever I had this kind of limiting belief, I can, I will, I know I can, I will, I know I can, I will. I'm the best, I tell myself, and that helped a lot. And nowadays, also, I don't have that. I don't have that. Limiting beliefs also help me overcome fear, facing that fear, right? Many people fear as such, especially with certain uh, serious health issues. So it's happened, right? So that limiting belief is something which is not allowing you to accept it. And without acceptance, how can you move forward? How can you take the next step and create the life you desire to live?
Wow.
So having those kind of beliefs, saying always thinking about, oh, this will happen, oh, that will happen, that's going to limit your growth. Firstly, both personally and professionally, and you're just going to see yourself being in a victim mode rather than moving towards, okay, this is journey is going to be hard, but I'm going to fight it. I know I have people who can help me with it, but internally I have to change my narrative. What am I telling myself when I'm fighting? How am I motivating myself? How am I encouraging myself? How am I making myself feel more confident? So, changing that narrative is basically how one can overcome their uh, limiting beliefs and make it to more of a positive kind of a mindset. Empowering beliefs is what I call that.
Wonderful. So I also personally had a phase in my life where my husband had an health issue, but we invested in the future. That it was hard, it was tough, it was painful, but together, not just that person, we together as a family we invested in the future where it's beautiful, it's better, and this shall pass and we can be through. So that helped us really win over that struggle that we had. And I think pretty much when you have a family or support system that aligns with and you also are having those empowering thoughts for your own self, your life, you could put yourself, bring yourself out of that situation. So that's beautiful. So you have had a journey, very early in your life, and now you have chosen coaching, mentoring as a as a place. You may be looking at like everybody else, looking at a good corporate career or something, to get into it, but you chose to get into coaching. So when it comes to coaching, what do you intend to achieve, as your experience from life? What do you want to offer in your coaching? Who are the people you want to help, and what is your thought process around building your coaching practice?
Great question. Great question. Yeah. So coaching, I was thinking about it since I was working last in 2021, and that's when I came to know about something that's called as coaching. Apart from training, counseling, and therapy, and
Hmm.
it somewhat suited. I mean, the way it was structured, the process as such, and I took it up. I did my certification and all that, and all. What I want to do is coaching is, see, there are uh, many possibilities, right? So talking to a person who just needs to be listened to, that's one space in coaching. It's not just talking about, okay, what do you want to achieve today? How will you know you achieved your goal? All those questions are there. But
Hmm.
allowing that person to just be a non judgmental space. And many people also are very uncomfortable in sharing vulnerable stories.
Yes.
And coaching is a space where they can come out, speak about it, because it's confidential and it's not going to be jo- it's a non-judgmental space, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not anywhere I would be giving any kind of advice or suggestions. So, you know, what I want to do in this space is tell people that it's okay not to be okay. Don't chase perfection. Don't chase something just because someone is doing it. Someone is getting 10 lakhs a month. Okay. Instead of comparison, there's a word called compassion. Be happy for them, right? Especially when you are going through this ordeal and you're planning what to do, don't think of too much about it. You are going to make it out. You are going to make it because you're fighting. For me, fortunately, I had the advantage of age and I had the energy. But yes, unfortunately, many don't make it. But I just hope that there are some improvements in the medical fields where people do not have to undergo so much of pain because of radiation and invasion and all that, and there's like non-invasive treatments and all happening. It's expensive, but many can't afford it. So I do hope someone can, I mean, get there and understand that yes, it's expensive, but we all have to do something in such a way. And how can we support others? So
Mm-hmm.
I have joined also a coaching survivor group, and we do a lot of activities, right? So we do it online and sometimes it's offline, and they're all different people, breast cancer survivors, lung cancer, whatever. So we do that together, and in fact, a few were supposed to join. I do hope they've joined. And telling people that yes, it's okay. It's something that you never expected to happen in your life, but you can't expect anything to happen right in your life. You can't have a plan. You can't have a vertical road towards life. Life is curvy, muddy. It's all messed up. So you'll have to accept life for what it is, what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
So going and telling people or talking to people and telling them that this is not just me sharing your story and telling them you can also do it. No, I don't want to do that. But hoping that my story would give them some strength or some kind of inspiration. Not saying that if Rahul could do this, I can do this, but saying that yeah, if I have something, I can reach out to Rahul for support, and he'll definitely be there for me. He'll not reject my call, or he won't say no. So that kind of intervention is much needed now. We've seen coaching in the space of leadership, CX or CEOs, organizational development. But when it comes to cancer coaching, it's very, very less in India. They have counselors and hospitals and all that, but it's more of comforting the caregivers, right? Oh, he's going through the treatment, he'll be fine, you don't have to worry, we'll take
Mm-hmm.
care of him, you're at the right place, all that they say. But going and talking to that person, or even just sitting beside that person, is something very, very different. And it's more important that the caregivers also are educated about it. They can't just say, go take this report, go take this scan, and then we'll do the next thing. They have to be educated. What exactly is happening? What is this medicine you're giving? How is it going to help? What is this uh, intravenous you're giving? How is it going to help? All those things they have to be educated about. So it's going to take some time. That's what I want to do, and I want to also pursue. I'm thinking of pursuing a course, especially in this, and hoping that I can help save some lives.
Yeah. You have shared something very beautiful. Like you share the pain with all the people who are struggling with this disease, or or the families who are having somebody going through a treatment, and the invisible struggle uh, invisible battle that we were talking about. And since you have been there, seen all of that, and you are creating space that the journey is easier for them, for both the person who's going through the treatment as well as the families who are supporting them. So as a coach and mentor, you're making it easy, because you are just giving them that space, of love, compassion, and understanding that how it is because not other people can't understand, when I say I have pain, you understand that pain. And uh, coaching, the magical part, like being a coach for so many years, even my clients, we have that common pain, no, and the pain actually brings us together, the working
Mm.
relationship we have. So that's very beautiful side of coaching and mentoring profession. So I completely can relate as you are speaking, like what you intend to achieve through your practice. So that's beautiful. So, if people are listening and inspired by this conversation, whether they are watching live or over a replay, how they can find you? Where are you the most active? So, if you can share, that would help people connect with you.
Yeah, that's right. What you said is right. And yeah, the journey might not be easy as such, but the showing empathy, compassion, and being besides them would hopefully help them to take it, undertake the, uh, I wouldn't say struggle, that's not the right word, undertake the challenge, and see it as a challenge and not a problem. So, where can people find me? I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. Facebook, I've not been using much, but yes, Instagram and LinkedIn. And I would love to meet people in person as well. That's what I've been looking for. And I have met certain wonderful people who are cancer survivors themselves and started have started their own organizations. Some support childhood cancers, people who are children, teenagers, and some go even further than that. From say age of 20 to 50 to people who are even in senior citizens. So yeah, you can find me in the on LinkedIn and Instagram. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn. Instagram, I use it very once in 2 days. I don't want to get addicted to too much of social media or doom scrolling is what they call it. But when it
Yeah,
comes to certain things, especially related to cancer and invisible disabilities, uh, I would be very much happy to offer support in a way that it's not like I'm going to be intruding their space, but just being there beside them and as they feel a bit more comfortable.
yeah. So thank you so much for sharing. So all the people can can connect with Rahul if they want to further have a conversation with him, and we will drop the links and information in the comments or in the description. You can find him. And before we close this conversation, I think we can keep talking about, it's can be never ending conversation. But before we close, I want to know what advice you want to give if someone is, and these invisible battles, as we are talking about health, it I know it's there in different areas of like emotional, like even if you're not having a health issue, there may be some work related struggles that are invisible, like in workspaces. And even for children who go to school, they can have their own battles. So we all are having our own struggles. So uh, well, this story can be related when it comes to the invisible battle. But what advice you would give as a first step towards choosing strength and uh, deal with the challenge, as you said, it's not a problem, the challenge that we have.
It's more important for us to accept what has happened. Many people find it hard to accept.
Mm.
Uh, and many people also find it hard to surrender because they think surrendering makes them feel weak. The
Mm.
word surrender is, oh, I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
So, acceptance is something which is going to help you change your thinking about what exactly has happened to you. So, once you say that, yes, this has happened, I've accepted it, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to fight it, I know I will get out of it, so much of positivity just comes into you. You have to tune your mind in such a way that I am going to go to reach to the mountain's peak. I'm already at the mountain's peak, and my journey begins now. And to go to the mountain's peak, it's going to be a lot of pain. It's going to be a lot of energy which I need, for which I have to prepare myself mentally, emotionally, and physically. And when it comes to surrendering, why is it weak? I don't understand. I mean, I thought it was weak. In school, I used to be like, okay, not very good in maths, especially, and even with tuitions, it didn't help much. But I was like, okay, I've passed, great. I'm not chasing. People are chasing something nowadays. They don't have to. They don't realize that slowing down is the new fast. Like they think, okay, if I wake up at 5 in the morning, it's sometimes I feel great if I wake up at 5 in the morning sometimes. But sometimes I'll feel like I want to sleep for another few hours or 7:30. And professionally also, if you see people might have different timings and some people might prefer slow mornings, some people might prefer early mornings. But people
Yeah.
are unique. People are unique. We are all very unique. The pattern in us is very unique. So if we are doing something, we can help the other person to say, okay, if you want to do this, this is what I'm doing. If it's helping you, great. Otherwise, you can follow your routine. I'll follow my routine. You don't have to force something on someone, not to impose something on someone, but talk to them, support them. So when this happened to me, apart from my uh, parents, my friends were also very supportive. Like, hey, we've seen you in school, man. You're a very, very jovial guy. You're always been there with us, wherever, whatever. Be the same. Fight it. We're there with you. Call us anytime you want. It was wonderful. And they came to visit me in the hospital as well. So have a great support system. And it's very important that you don't give up. Have that grit. Keep saying yourself. Keep saying to yourself that I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. And there will be loss, but that is temporary. There's be loss in terms of weight. There's going to be loss in terms of money. There's going to be loss in terms of confidence. I didn't even feel like meeting people who came home. And sometimes I felt that I was in so much pain. I felt so irritated after all these radiation therapy and stuff. I used to just come home, switch on the AC, and sleep. My appetite was gone. Everything was gone. All that is there. It's a package. And just testing you that yes, if you're going to go to the mountain's peak, you have to go through all this. You have to face all these things because that's going to make you stronger. Not just, I'm not saying physically, mentally stronger, emotionally stronger. I overcame fear, like I said earlier, and I overcame the fear of death, especially. Okay, it's a part of life, right? It's not
Wow.
separate.
That was beautiful. Very powerful message, Rahul. Like, no, I can keep listening to you, and no, because it's so inspiring, and I would say, encouraging to keep listening, to these words, and we can keep going on about this conversation. But you shared a lot of things like accepting, just being yourself. You have your own journey and overcoming fear and fear of death. Now you are at a complete different space,
Thank
and
you.
you have sacrificed. You have given the test to be here. It's not for everybody to be where you are today, emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever you call it. but really proud of you, your journey, and thank you so much for sharing your story, because not everybody is able to even talk about, our problems, or we say, no, the ugly side of it. No, we don't want to talk about it, but you could share, and definitely this conversation is going to give uh, hope, faith, and help people choose courage over fear. So thank you. Thank you once again. We will meet again, maybe another topic. I
Sure.
loved speaking, talking to you. Thank you.
One last note before we close, and please don't seek for or rely on external validation.
Hmm.
Just to let you know that we have three brains here, the heart and the gut. So go with your instinct or go with what your heart says. Thank you, Ranjini. Thank you so much for the space. Thank you for whoever has been watching. Wishing
Yeah,
you all the
there
very
are many
best.
comments. I want you to go back and reply to all of them. Drop your information, both on YouTube, on LinkedIn, because people are watching from both the channels. And take care. And I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Should I
Bye
drop my
bye.
information in the private chat?
Yeah, yeah. I will add it to the description.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
Take care.
Thank you, Ranjini. Take care. Thank you so
Bye
much.